Alright guys, check it out. So in this video here, we have ourselves the Vantrue N4 Pro. Nice thing about this particular camera, it does give you 3 different angles, one in the front, one on you, and one on the rear. Essentially giving you everything that you would need as insurance purposes goes. Now, this is designed for any consumer out there, but I particularly think it's more or less designed for those people that are delivering products or Uber, whatever you want to call it. It's great to go ahead and have that insurance to go ahead and essentially protect your A. And then of course it is a 4K quality video, which is simple to set up, that directly plugs into any AC outlet. Alright, so before we go ahead and install this, let's go ahead and unbox it and see what it comes with. So the good folks over at Vantrue also sent us 2 accessories. We got ourselves a polarizer, so this is great for outdoors in terms of the sunlight goes, to get you the nice quality screen video footage that you would want, as well as a 256 gigabyte micro SD card, which is a requirement for a particular camera like this. Okay, so this is everything that you get. So first off, we got ourselves our camera. So the nice thing about this is it's got 2 cameras built into it. So it's a little heftier than you would imagine, but because it has 2 cameras, it kind of makes sense. And it looks like it has an attachment for multiple mounts. So in this case here, our polarizer lens. And then it has a second camera, which is pointed towards the driver, which you can actually rotate up and down. It does give you a good amount of essentially rotational aspect goes. If you don't want it pointed directly at you, you can point it down or just straight up if you want it. Now you do have your buttons here on the bottom, so it looks like there's some quick buttons in terms of recording goes, picture mode, microphone off, on, and then connectivity. Your power button here is going to be on the side. Your SD card port, which is going to be on the inside of this. That's where our micro SD card will go in there. And then you have your rear cable connection, and then you have your actual GPS mount. So this is going to mount onto the windshield, and this will actually kind of slide right there. It's magnetic, so that's kind of nice too. Now this particular mount will actually go onto one of these mounts. So this is our GPS mount, which will kind of slide right into here just like this. Doesn't really clip in there, it just kind of sits in there, but it does come with 2 different ones. So if you ever have to swap it out with another vehicle, or if you have it on a second car, you can always do that as well. Electrostatic screen, if you want to go ahead and use that on your windshield in case you feel like you have trouble mounting it onto anything. Now the other thing to note is this particular cable here. So this here's our power cable for a particular dash camera. So this is 11.5 feet long, so it does give you a good amount of distance to run it through the headliner, through the side, underneath your dash, whatever you have to do to go ahead and get to it. And then this here is going to be our rear camera, which is a USB-C to USB-C. However, it is a 20-foot cable, so you do get a good amount of distance, especially if you have a bigger vehicle, like if you're mounting it on a van. And that will be our rear camera right over here. So with the rear camera here, you do have a rotational aspect goes, so you can go ahead and rotate it up and down. So you can go ahead and point it straight up or down based on your particular elevation of the camera mount itself. And again, you do get that adhesive that we've seen before. Lastly, we get ourselves some stickers. So these here are some warning stickers. All right, so to mount on our polarizer, just going to go ahead and take this and screw it in. And now it's officially mounted. So quite simple, easy to do. So this is our first time setting it up. Let's see how this plays out. Okay. So right now we have our camera set up. So right now what you see is both the 2 different views, one which is the front angle camera, so this is our 4K camera, and then we have our selfie camera, which is pointing at the driver, which you can see here on the top left. Now you can technically connect this 3rd camera. So I have all 3 cameras running at once here, showing 1, 2, and 3. So that's kind of cool too. So you have a good amount of views in terms of what you're trying to do. So this is our rear camera, and then we have a front camera here, and then we have our selfie camera right over here. And yeah, you can see that it does have like night vision as well, so it's switching between the 2 different modes there. So that's kind of cool too. And if you just hit this button here, the triangle, you can actually switch between the modes in terms of the cameras go. This one here will record, which is the bottom left button right over here. So right now it's recording. And then you can pause it just by hitting that button just as well. You have your audio, so microphone. And then you have your settings mode, which is going to be record settings. And then your system settings, your files, stuff like that. So you can see the quality of the camera, the different modes. You have a parking mode, you have your number plate, mirror, rotate display, so you can actually rotate it physically. You have HDR, you can turn on the lights. Lots of different settings in terms of making it exactly the way you would want it, which is kind of cool too. And then of course your resolution too, and then you have your system settings, which is going to be like your language, your timing, things like that, frequency, and then your physical files, which you can access from here or from the memory card yourself. So you have your event video, so if it does detect an event, like if it, if there's an accident or whatever, it'll record that. Your normal video, which is by simply hitting record, you can see that it is constantly looping the record, so you can actually play it back just by clicking it like this. And then it'll give you a nice little demo, especially with audio too. So not bad. Pretty simple setup in terms of using it goes, which I like a lot. And I think that is actually a key aspect behind it. Now with the buttons here on the bottom, you click it once, it'll perform that action. But if you hold it, it'll perform the second action. This will turn off the screen. Press it again, I'll turn it back on. Hold it again for the second one here. This will change it like that for picture-in-picture. So with that said, let's go ahead and set this thing up next inside the vehicle and try it out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and mount it next to our old dash cam spot here just to see how it plays out. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this on there using the 3M tape. First, we're gonna primer it. So we went ahead and mounted it right over there. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and take our mount and just slide it in here, just like this. The DC in, which is right here. Just plug that cable in, just like that. And that's it. And this will just plug in, just like this. Boom. Just like that, we're now installed with our front camera as well as our driver camera. Next thing you're gonna do is mount up our rear camera by running the cable all the way across. All right, so all three cameras are officially mounted. So you can see the front camera there, which is our 4K, kind of showing the garage and whatnot. We have our selfie camera, and then we have a rear camera. Again, to see the different views, you just go ahead and hit this button here. You can see we got our selfie camera on. So we got a good, nice wide angle. You can see everybody in the car. And then if you hit it again, this will show the backup camera or what's in the rear. Again, everything is fully adjustable. So overall, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take it for a drive and see how this thing performs. All right, so we're on our way. Right now we're at a light. You can see the quality of the video. I mean, it's pretty good for what it is. It's got a nice wide angle lens. I like that I can go and toggle between the different modes and see the different screens at once. And yeah, this is literally recording everything. So definitely more or less assurance for you. Be it if I was a driver right now or something ever happened, I have proof with me that, the camera is literally recording everything from, the crazy drivers around me and things of that nature. So I mean, hands down, definitely pretty cool. I mean, it's actually exactly what I was imagining. So that car was trying to cut me off there, but I got there just in the nick of time. Again, if he happened to hit me, I would have that on camera. So a lot of things when these cameras come into play, one thing I would suggest is, obviously you don't want to be too distracting to the driver. This one is kind of on the larger size. I can imagine myself, mounting it onto the other side near the passenger, but in order for me to actually record myself driving, I mean, I guess it's fine, but like if you really want to get the driver's side, you have to kind of mount it on the driver's side. That's the only thing that I would say is a bit of a flaw. Again, it is quite bulky in that sense, but I mean, the fact that it shows you everything on here right now, it's showing my speed, showing all the different angles all at once. And yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you would imagine. Now, you can also wire this as an alarm system goes. So in other words, if it detects that, the car is getting hit or pushed, it'll automatically trigger to turn on. That's when you hardwire it directly into the car. So just keep that in mind. That's kind of up to you if you want to go that route. Now, do note that this does have a GPS in it, so it does know exactly where we're at in real time, which is really great. Definitely, a safety net, so you have proof, that this happened at this time at this specific location. Oh, snap. Okay, so we got to merge here. Looks like it's merging. All right, so see, just like that. Oh, everyone's slamming their brakes. So yes, you can see how important it is to have a dash camera, because anything can happen at any time, just like that. So literally it just went into a one lane merge just like that in a matter of a split second. Usually this is always open up to two, and can see really like how quick things can change. So having that sense of security is definitely very important. And I mean, all in all, it is doing exactly what it's supposed to, which is really nice to see. Like that guy just almost went into the construction zone, and I have that on tape. So yeah, so yeah, there's literally, you know, weirdos everywhere. That's the only way I could describe it. You know, everyone's in a rush, and there he goes, and it's exactly not what he should be doing. So okay, yep, exactly. Not sure why he just went there and went right back. Maybe he's in a rush, who knows. But yes, furthermore, to help demonstrate why you need a dash camera. Yeah, I mean, with that said, if you guys have any questions, comment down below. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.